The New York Knicks, they lost by 6 points. Detroit Pistons, they done the work, and they came back, and it was a shambles. New York Knicks was a shambles last night. So let me check the stats and see what happened. You had three key players for the New York Knicks that was held to 10 points each. And Jalen Brunson was the only person to, him and Bridges were the only people to act like they were trying to play the game. I literally, trust me, I used to be one of the biggest New York Knicks fan, and I'm glad that I stopped watching them and stopped cheering for them, because New York Knicks are like Manchester United to me. They just stress you out. I can't believe, after the game that Anunoby and Towns had the other day, that they really came and let Detroit hold them to just 10 points. While I was watching the game, all I could see Karl Anthony Towns is out on the perimeter. He's not even trying to say, all right, you know what? I've not been scoring none. Brunson's going to need some help. Let me go down in the block and post up. Because if he goes down in the block and post up, then he's got enough chance to go out and shoot a three-pointer if it's clogged up in the middle. And oh my gosh, every time I look around, Jalen Brunson was on the ground. But Jalen Brunson, kudos to him. He scored 37 points. He played 43 minutes. They put in too much pressure. That is too much minutes on Brunson. For, if they want him to last the whole of this series, that is too much minutes. There has to be somebody else that's going to turn up and score some points. Bridges, he did his best as well. He played 38 minutes. He had 5 rebounds. Didn't have no assists. Brunson had 7 assists. Josh Hart, 10 points as well. But he had 7 rebounds. Towns had 6 rebounds. There's no way that Hart should be getting more rebounds than Towns. There's no way. Trust me. And let's look on the Detroit. Detroit played a perfect defensive game last night. They were up underneath the guys right through. Schroeder scored 20 points. Well, we know Cunningham, there's nobody there that's gonna stop him. 33 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Schroeder had 2 assists, 2 rebounds. And then the other guys that some chipped in. Doran, he chipped in with 13 rebounds. Harris, 13 rebounds as well, 15 points, 12 points for Doran. And, Thompson scored 5 points. Believe you me, that was a well-rounded, performance. And the Detroit Pistons did what they had to do. They went, studied the film. They knew that they could have won the first game. And, they went and done it. And it looked like the Knicks didn't do what they were supposed to do. Karl Anthony Towns need to be more aggressive. Anunoby needs to be more aggressive. If they want to win this game, win this series, they have to be more aggressive. Now, it's split. Detroit came down and took one at their home. So now Detroit has got home court advantage. And New York Knicks look a shamble. And we all knew that this was going to happen, because through the regular season, Detroit was a problem for them. So enough about that. Now we're going to talk about the LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Good game. The Clippers came back and did what they're supposed to do, because they should have won that first game, the LA Clippers. And then we had people like Kawhi Leonard, 39 minutes, 39 points. Powell, 13 points. Zubac, 16 points. James Harden chipped in with 18 points. So it was an overall rounded, game from, and we know that Kawhi Leonard is going to turn up once it come on to playoff time, Kawhi is gonna turn up and he's gonna play his game. And we know that this guy can ball. When he's fit, he's one of the top players in the league. And that's another person that went and knew that they should have won the game and you know came back and done what he had to do. So let's look on the on Denver's, you know, Jokic. We know Jokic. The two star players did turn up for the Denver Nuggets. Jokic had 26 points. Murray had 23 points. Westbrook 14. You get what I mean? Porter 15 and Gordon 14. But, you know, Kawhi Leonard and his group was just a little bit too much for them. Porter had 10, Jokic had 10 rebounds. That's good. That's good. So they were quite efficient. They were quite efficient. But this series looked like it's going to. So now it's split 1-1, and this looked like it's going to be the series to watch. Out of all of the series, them, I think that this is the one that I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to because, like you guys saw in my previous video, I put my neck on the block for the LA Lakers, and they went and got beat by the Minnesota Timberwolves. So later on, tonight's games are going to be Milwaukee Bucks versus the Pacers, where Milwaukee leading 1-0. Memphis against OKC. Everybody is tipped OKC to win this series, and they're probably going to do a sweep. And then we've got Minnesota Timberwolves, and that's going to be like 3 a.m. in the morning over here. So that will be 1-0 to the Timberwolves. So let's see if the Lakers can regroup and come back and do what they're supposed to do, because I don't know how they managed to lose that game, and they all played poorly, barring Luka Doncic. Everyone else, but we know LeBron's gonna turn it up. We know LeBron's gonna come back, and because he felt the pressure, because everybody was like, "Where are you?" Austin Reeves is gonna come. They're all gonna be hyped up. But yeah, Clippers 105-102 win, level the series 1-1, and Detroit 194 win over New York Knicks has leveled that series. Guys, thank you guys for tuning into the channel. We're going to be sticking with this NBA all the way to the championship. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscription button, tap the notification bell so you guys can be notified as soon as any new content, which we're going to be putting out new content every day. Once it comes to basketball, we're going to be talking about it all day, every day.